Welcome, everyone. We'll start exactly at 9 a.m. on the dot. So let's just wait for the rest to join, but we'll start immediately. We'll start immediately at 9 a.m. on the dot. So let's just give the rest a few minutes to join in. And we start immediately at 9 a.m. on the dot. Thank you. We do appreciate everyone who has joined early, a few minutes before time, because we are starting at 9 a.m. on the dot. Thank you so much. We really appreciate for the time you have taken just to be part of this webinar. We will start immediately at 9 a.m. in the next 2 or 1.5 minutes. Just give time for the rest to join in. Thank you. So in the meantime, even as we start, it will be good to know, to engage you on chat. It will be good just to say your name, where you're joining us from, and maybe one expectation you have for the webinar. That will be very cool. I can see we are less than 30 seconds before we start off our webinar. So on the chat, you can engage. Just tell us who you are, where you're logging in from, and one expectation you do have for the webinar. Yeah, I can see the numbers are coming in. Karibu Thomas, Gertrude, welcome. Esther, I can see David, Darren, Gregory, Teresia, Karibuni, Amos, welcome. Joy, Julia, welcome. I can see Teresia once again, and Maryline, Paul, Douglas, Anthony, and Lawrence. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you so much for logging in on time. So I think we'll start off. Good morning, everyone. My name is Nicholas Muratha. The Growth and Innovation Officer at Caava Group, and I'll be your moderator for today's session. So thank you so much for joining on time. We do have 1 hour schedule for this webinar, and I'll be taking you through even the agenda shortly. So let's engage on chat. Please tell us where you are joining us from, your role, what you expect in this webinar. And just to give you a hint, if you look at even our topic for the day, it's bancassurance growth without workflow friction. So what is that one friction that you are facing or you might need addressed or given more insight in this session? So you can just chat and tell us, mention just that one friction that the team needs to respond to or guide. Yeah, so that's my name, Nicholas Muratha. As I said, I'll be your moderator for this webinar. So these are usually monthly webinars we do as Caava Group every month, third week, every Thursday of the third week of each month. And I'd like you just to book your calendar and know that these webinars are happening. So far, we have done 2 of them, and this is the third one. I'll say this is number 3 for the year or half year 2. And you are most welcome every third week of every month on a Thursday at 9 a.m. for the Caava Group monthly webinar. And today we'll be doing a razor focus on the bancassurance, especially when it comes to the growth without friction, bancassurance growth without friction. And we will be able to hear from some of the industry captains in terms of the insights and guidelines, especially when it comes to growth and how to curb friction. We will be able also to hear from some of the experts at the Caava Group, led by Thomas, and some demos also in play. So karibuni sana for everyone who has joined in. And I'll go direct to the agenda so that we can know how is our hour planned for. So we'll start off with our keynote speaker, who is Shisia, a captain in the industry. And then we'll have also a bancassurance presentation from Thomas Thuku. And we have to be practical. One of the objective and goal we have for these monthly webinars is to make sure things can be practical. So we'll have 2 demos which are very practical. They'll be able to speak to some of the challenges we face and how the opportunities are curbed using AI, how we're able to suppress or address some of the frictions we have within our bancassurance workflow or the various touch points we have with our customers or with the insurers or the carriers of the risks. So karibuni sana. And as I'd said, please engage us on chat. Use the chat for any question, especially when the presenters are presenting. I'll be able to address 1 or 2 questions along the way. Also, we have our able team in the background, and they'll be able to answer for each question that you might raise on the chat. So engage us on the chat. Let us know where you're joining us from. What are some of the key challenges you face in your bancassurance workflow or the interaction between you, the bancassurance, and the carrier. It will be good to know that. So without wasting much of your time, I'd like us to jump into the program. And I'll want to start by introducing our first guest, and that's Shisia. Thank you so much, Julia, for being part of this webinar. We really appreciate the time that you have taken, the preparation that you have put in place. And I'm sure the audience are keen and alert just to hear some of the leadership direction you might bring for this webinar and this topic that we have for the day. So Julius Shisia, karibu sana. She's the Executive Director, Absa Bank Kenya, and she'll be our keynote speaker. So welcome, Julia.
Good morning. Thank you, Nicholas, and thank you everybody for joining to listen and learn together on this very interesting topic on growth and friction. And I know it's a topic that we are all wondering what this is about. My name is Julia, been introduced by Nicholas as Shisia. I simply say from a career perspective, I'm a catalyst of growth and transformation. I prefer when we grow every time. What is growth? How do you grow? What do you mean by growth? And I tell people growth is, are you better than what you are today? Is it getting better? Am I learning something? Am I, all that. And also from my personal introduction, I love nature. I love life. I love good food, music and many other things. From family perspective, I'm a mother of two smart twin daughters. They are 16 of age. And without going into many details, let's start on the topic of growth without friction. So when we talk about growth, I look at growth from holistically. I would close in into this topic of bancassurance, but let's open our minds a little bit around growth. So when we are dealing about growth, personally, what is growth to you? What is growth to your customers? What is growth to your business? What is growth to, what is growth? For me, I look at growth from a perspective of, am I better than what I was? Do I know something different today? Can I learn something different? Can I fail? Can I take risks and fail? Remember, failure is part of growth and part of the journey for growth. So all this encompassed is what I think we should define growth for. And I come to the part two, friction. What is friction? And this is also from a very global perspective. And for me, it's those things that they deter you from enjoying what you want to do. Let's put it in this context. You want to purchase, anything you want to purchase, or it is difficult to get it, you cannot pay for it. When you want to utilize it, you don't even know how to utilize it. It is not fulfilling your desires, you are also struggling. When you want to complain, you have nowhere to complain. You don't know where to go to complain. And we can name so many things. You've ever gone somewhere, you want to buy something and you don't even know who to talk to sometimes. You don't know what to do. All these are frictions. All these are frictions that are introduced in processes that make it very difficult for our customers to enjoy or for you to enjoy what you want what you want to fulfill in your life. And then I come to our insurance space and I ask, how can we make it easy end to end experience for our customer that makes it very desirable and make them want to come back and then make them want to work with us? So that is what we want to look at. How do we do that? How can we reduce the friction to make sure that actually when somebody is interacting with you, the customers are interacting with you, they want to come more, they want to purchase more, they want to deal with you more. And that is, what I see as the way we can handle. So I just have just a few notes that I can share with you. And I look at when a customer walks in and I look at the customer journeys, I look at the customer journeys that we're talking about. I'm now going into the bancassurance space. What is this about? A customer walks into the banking hall, wherever, they come in, they want to purchase financial solutions from us. And from the point of purchase, there is a challenge. First of all, I've opened an account with you, I am taking a facility with you, I'm doing these many services with you, but I want a car insurance, I want whichever education policy, my company, because we are also trying to make sure customers have financial inclusivity. Financial inclusivity is not only banking, it's not only taking a loan, it is insurance, it is transacting, moving money from here to there, all these things that customers can be able to do. So when they come in, we've given them forms to fill. They are filling forms and forms and forms. We do quotations for them. It takes a long time sometimes to give them how much they can pay. To even understand what the customer wants, sometimes we think we want to sell them, this is what we feel they should have. But is it really what they want? And even when they are buying, is it how they want to buy? When they're paying, is it how they are comfortable in paying? Have you been in a place where you want to pay for something and they say, we don't do cash, we don't do cards, we don't do this, and all the options they're giving you, they're saying no to, are the only options you have. So that's a friction, you know. So how do we eliminate that? How do we make it easier for the customer? So then after you've given them all these forms, sometimes they're even coming for a second purchase. They have they have an education policy with you or something with you. When they're coming to take an upsell, we start again, you know, filling in another additional form. Have you ever tried to go into a website somewhere to purchase something, and you've been there before, and the minute you type Julia, it auto-populates, and you're like, oh my God, this is so good. So how can we also make it interesting for our customers? When they're coming in, they're like, these people have forgotten me. I was here last week. Then I have to fill my date of birth. I have to do all these things. What can we do differently to make sure that it's easier for them to come in and come back, and it's quick and out? So some of the things that I see that really make our customers is at the point of purchase. It's so difficult to get in. When they are enjoying the services and they will have a question, they don't even know where to go. Wait until the claim comes, and then they're different. Again, they've got to fill the form. They've got to fill, if it's a car, they have to fill the car registration. The other day I had an accident, and again I see, oh, I need to even enter the details of my car logbook, the chassis number and all that. And I ask, really, is this how we are planning to scale? And when we look at all this, when the customer is coming in, they are coming back, they want to enjoy our services, and every time they come to us, there's a blocker. For example, in the banking, when they come in to bank, and then when they now want to purchase something else, it could be insurance, and then we tell them, oh, hold on, you wanted to purchase insurance, then you now start another process altogether. That is friction. Because if I know this customer, then I say, okay, now you've purchased the facility, now you want to take insurance. I can just easily integrate the two and say, okay, this customer just wants a motor. So the only thing I want is the details of the car. And then I make sure with the partners, because remember, as a bank assurer, you're a distributor. You don't take the risk. So you've got to also have the right partnerships. So you get this partner, are they ready? Are we integrated? I just go in, I fill in the documents, it populates, it gets into the underwriter, we call them straight through processes, gets into the insurance companies, come back to me, repopulates, and I get a certificate. Can we get to that level? Because I know most of us in the insurance sector, we are still hands off. The customer is automated but manual. They come, they reach a level again, they start, they stop, they stall. So those are the things that we need to see. How can we better the journey? How can we better this experience? How can we make our customers get into the world where we can make things easier for them? And what are we trying to achieve ultimately in all this? And this is what I would say. When I'm getting into a customer's touch point, I want to automate as much as possible. I want to make their experience 3 clicks and they're in and they have been solution. And how do I measure my success? I would only measure my success if I had 100 customers, I'm able to get 1,000 more, 10,000 more, and I would even get 1,000,000 more. And they can come back for more and more, and they can come back tomorrow. And that is how I measure success. And how do I measure success again? The customer is growing because they're purchasing something that is solutioning for them. As a salesperson, you're happy because you've solutioned for this customer. As a business, we can be more profitable. And when you're profitable, then you build sustainability in societies, because when you are profitable, you can impact somebody, you can create jobs, you can impact communities, you can do activities like maybe, things that impact societies. You can participate in this, in the world of sustainability. And let's pause a bit and ask, you're making it look so simple, but then we've got other things. We've got governance, we've got compliance, we've got regulators, we've got all these people that also introduce that aspect of friction. So these aspects of friction that can be introduced by regulators, by compliance, data privacy, so that you're not moving customers' data from here to there. How do we handle that? I would look at it from the point of when a customer is coming, we make sure we are getting it right at the onset. The customer has agreed for you to utilize their data. The compliance team is aware the things that are needed for the customer to on front load for us to deal. We have already engaged our regulators. So when they're coming in, all these blockers have been addressed at the initial point of view. So now as we go forward, we are not going back to ask the customer, oh, we forgot the ID. Or the customer is saying, I saw my data went to this insurance company. Who asked you? So at the initial point, we have come in, we've ensured that all the compliance is checked, everything else is checked, and then we've onboarded the customer. So we don't have to go back to the customer again for 1, 2, 3 things. And when we do that, we find that now we are just dealing the customer. And as we journey with the customer, this is my closing, then we have to know they are growing. Where are they at? Do we have a point where we can even check? We can check to know at what point we got them as a sole proprietorship. Now they are a partnership. Maybe now they are a corporate. They have also grown. Are we journeying with them to the context of now we are solutioning even more? Are we giving them, have we done a data analysis to understand that at this point, this is what we need to offer our customers, and how do we offer them? Can we automate that? Can we do data analytics? Can we have a flow that really enables us to understand our customers on a 360 degrees? And we must always remember that when we talk about customers and insurance company and bank assurance, we are not operating in isolation with every other sector that exists. Because remember, we've got telcos that hold very huge data. We've got governments, let's say the IPRS system that has all this data about the population and what we need. We've got very many other partners we can integrate and work together. Whereas when we need this, we can get here. Then we've got aggregators. We've also got customers who have data. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're a dairy dairy, in the circles and dairies, they have a lot of customers who want to purchase this insurance. If they have about 100,000 customers, 1 million, 500,000 customers, we could go to the aggregator that may be a dairy plant and tell them we could offer this solution, also integrate with them. So you'll have all these people integrating with you. The customers can just log in and say, because I'm a member of this society, I'm able to access from a global view services that are being offered by Absa Bancassurance or another underwriter. They are all together, they click and they get their services. So all this can be encompassed and say we have built an ecosystem and one platform where a customer can get in, they get solution, and they're out. They don't want to come and purchase. When they're coming to purchase milk, they can do their banking, they can do their insurances, they can do all these things. And in a nutshell, it's a topic I can talk the whole day, but I would want to close by saying, where you're seated today, do you feel that we have actually been supporting our customers, supporting ourselves in this growth journey, and have we been eliminating these blockers? We've been working together as an industry to ensure that we are all scaling and fulfilling all the desires that we want to fulfill, be it profitability, be it solutioning for our customers, be it growing as individuals, be it trying to encompass all these solutions that impact us and the communities at large. Think about it, and I will pause there as you reflect on that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Julia. Thank you for more or less setting the pace and the tone as far as the topic for the day is concerned. Thank you for just showing the passion you have around how the ecosystem needs to be seamlessly connected for the benefit of the customer. You are very passionate about the customer, and it's true. It's the customer who makes they pay our bills, if I can say that way. Yeah, if a customer is happy, he can cross-sell, upsell, and get all the services that they need. So thank you so much, Julia, for that. Julia Shisia. Please, let's give some reaction. Let's give some reaction for Julia. She's one of the captain in the of the industry. She has more or less given her time just to come and help us understand and being able to break down some of the frictions we are facing as a bank assurance from a distribution perspective, and some of the opportunities that we need to start thinking through, especially making sure a holistic ecosystem that is able to give those desirable end-to-end services for our customers. So thank you so much, Julia, for that. Any question for Julia from the audience? I can take a question or two, either one or two questions for Julia. If there is none, I can move to the next section where we have now Thomas Thuku. And Thomas Thuku is from Caava Group as the Chief Operating Officer, Caava Group. And for Tom is just to see what are some of the specific opportunities, what are some of the specific solutions that we can incorporate without rethinking, without recycling some of the ideas, what are some of the practical solutions we already have and can curb some of the frictions that Julia has already tabled. So for now, I'll want to invite Thomas Thuku, Chief Operating Officer of Caava Group, just to take us through now the bank assurance presentation. Welcome to Tom. Karibu.
Thank you, Nicholas, and good morning, teams, once again. I think, and also thank you, Julia, for those wonderful keynotes. I think it directly points us on the direction we are going to take. Teresia Wanjohi from Keynote, I've seen your expectations on learning AI, new products that can make your insurance operational role easier. I believe by the end of these particular sessions, we should be able to show that. Maryline, thank you. You've just summarized what Madam Julia has mentioned around the takeaway. So it's just basically streamlined processes, stronger collaborations, and automation. Okay. So we can get into what I'll be talking to today. And basically, it's around the opportunities in bank assurance. And as Julia has well summarized, the opportunity is not just a matter of selling more, but are we able to make the insurance easier to access to our customers? Also, from a back-end perspective, how well is it easier to want to make it easier for our customers to access? Is it also easier to really process without dealing with some of the frictions that our keynote speaker mentioned around rekeying that particular data, and also without really transferring more work to the branches and operations team? So basically, that's what we'll be looking at when it comes to the growth without workflow frictions. So from the interactions with some of you on the bank assurance industry, what has really come up is there are 5, I'll say, big operational problems that us as bank assurance really face. And it will also be interesting as I cover this. Also, you can also get a feedback on chat and what are the additional constraints that you're currently facing. So the big one is around a binder setup. So how quickly are you able to launch your product? And the feedback we are getting is when you get the contract, either from PDF or in Excel, what that means is you really have a team on the back end, or a team that really has to key in those manual documentations and ensure all the setups are done to ensure the product is running, and also all the needed setups. And the question we are being asked is, given this job, it is tedious, it is manual, can we really get an AI agent so that once we receive these particular binder documents from our insurance, the systems can automatically ingest that particular information and be able to do the setups for us. The other big one is around the reconciliation. And especially for some of us who have multiple branches. So it means at the end of the day and the end of the required period, you really have to collate all the risk notes that are coming from the branches and ensure that has been shared to the respective underwriter. So how well the process of just collating, ensuring all have been sent, ensuring the underwriter has received them, also that becomes a nightmare, and there's a lot of manual work that goes in there. And the question is, as Caava Group, how well are we able to assist the Bancassurance to be able to address the operations frictions around it? The other bit is around valuation. And to some advantage, most of the valuers have really come up with the portals where after evaluation is done, someone has to log in and check the valuation and be able to do, let's say, the endorsements manually in the system. So the question is it possible to have an AI agent that periodically logs into the portal, check if the evaluation has been done, then come and automatically do the endorsements and the required adjustments on the core applications. Other challenges is queue in our branches. And the feeling was some of the transactions there, especially, and Julia mentioned this, the straight-through processes, where we really don't need any approvals to be done. We find there are queues when, let's say, the student or the teachers needs to get these PA covers. The premium are small. So why do we have to have these huge queues on our branches when we are serving customers that are giving us the 200 and the 300? So those high volume sales, and how well are we able to reduce the branch queues, and also the manual onboarding? How can we well do the self-service? And finally, it's for those who have document management, we have at times to just manually check the completeness and verify manually that the documents have been updated correctly. So for today, we're not only highlighting the frictions constraints, we'll also be giving you the solutions. And our team and what we'll be working with through are two focused AI cases. Number one, we have Zazu, and Zazu targets high volume customer self-service. We'll also be walking you through. The IDT, our intelligent document triage, that targets document-heavy processing. Okay. So without further ado, we can move on to the next one. We look at Zazu, that turns insurance into one guided conversation, where at each particular point, the customer remains explicit. And for cases that requires, if it's not a straight through, and there's a human on, especially that is required, we'll be showing how are the exceptions handled. Then secondly, we are going to look at IDT. And for IDT, this is an AI-powered document processing platform. And what basically it does is to receive one or many documents through an upload or configured mailbox. It's able to read, classify those particular documents. It can extract the required fields and also prepare for the intended transactions. Is it doing that particular setup? Is it being able to share those particular risk notes with our underwriters? Okay. So to start us off, I'm going to invite our AI team, Jael, to walk us through the first case where the Zazu, the WhatsApp agent, and also we're going to have Cecilia that she's going to take us through the intelligent triage IDT. And kindly, as the demo is going on, if you have any questions, you can kindly take them on chat, and we continue being engaged. Thank you. And back to you, Nicholas and the team.
Thank you, Tom, for just building on towards what Julia had taken us through. So now I think without wasting any much of our time, we'll just go directly to the demos. where now we can see the practicality side of it. And the aim for this monthly webinar is where now the practicality side of it and the evidence side of it, that yes, we can curb these frictions, we have solutions, or we can build solutions to curb these frictions. Julia was very specific on automation and scaling. So let me hand it over to our first demo, AI demo 1, Zazu. What's up? Welcome, Jael.
Thank you, Nicholas and Tim. Good morning, everyone. Allow me share my screen. So today I'll be taking you through the Bancassurance AI agent. That is Zazu. And what you're seeing on my screen for today's demonstration, I'll start from a bank digital platform where a customer can access the AI agent and continue with the interaction through WhatsApp. So through the click of a button, you're directly taken to WhatsApp. And I'd also like to highlight that this experience is not limited to WhatsApp. The same AI capability can be made available across multiple customer touchpoints, whether through a website widget on the bank's website or even within the mobile banking applications. So, and now this is where you meet Zazu. We'll first start by saying hello to it. Where Zazu is going to respond to us with a greetings back and guide us on the next steps that are needed for me to be able to get motor insurance. Remember, Zazu for this particular point, at this particular point, is our digital motor insurance advisor. We have a greetings back from Zazu here with the next instruction on which class my vehicle is that I'd like to insure. I'll go ahead and reply to Zazu as my car is private. You'll also notice that we have these buttons here. You are not limited to these buttons. The buttons are there to make navigation easier, but it's just like how you talk to your fellow friend on WhatsApp. And the next point is what type of insurance cover am I looking for? And we have 3 options here. Zazu also goes ahead to explain the different types of cover they offer and what I'd like to get. So I'll go with comprehensive. And currently we're just collecting information that is needed for me to get the particular cover that I'm seeking. I'd also like to mention that Zazu is configured to a point that it is conversational. It can explain anything from what is insurance, what is bancassurance, and anything you'd like it to elaborate, such as the insurers that you have partnered with as a bank, it will be able to do so. And in the event that maybe Zazu is taking a longer time to reply than you would like, you just go ahead and text how you'd normally again text your friend on WhatsApp and ask Zazu, are you still there? As you can see, we have a feedback here from Zazu. It's still here with me. It has given me 3 insurers to compare and go with the one that I prefer. We have Apex Insurer, we have the Prime Shield Insurance, and the Horizon Cover. These are the insurers that the ABC Bancassurance that you had seen before have partnered with. I'll go ahead and select my option to be Apex Sure as the insurer that I'd like to go with. Again, at this point, you can ask Zazu to compare between the 3, how they differ and everything else. Here we are at the consent stage where you have the luxury to go through the terms and conditions for the ABC Bancassurance before you commit to anything. Does it align with what you want? And through the click of a link, you can see we have the terms and conditions here with the insurance partners they have partnered with, together with their coverage. So if I've went through and accepted the terms and condition, I'll go ahead and say accept. We are proceeding to the upload of documents stage here, and Zazu is instructing me to upload 3 types of documents for me to be able to get my policy. So I'll go ahead and first upload the ID. And currently Zazu is just going through the uploaded document, that is my ID, and it is going to be able to extract the necessary information that is needed for me to get the policy. So here is the extracted details it has extracted from my ID. And previously, you can remember, if you can remember, it had asked me for my logbook and my KRA PIN certificate together with my email address. It has noticed that I did not upload all the documents required. So the prompt goes ahead to instruct me to upload the rest of the documentation. I'll go ahead and upload my vehicle logbook. Again, currently, Zazu is just going through the logbook, extracting all the information that are needed from the insurer for me to be able to get what I am seeking. So the details it has extracted from my logbook are as follows. And again, one thing that is needed for me to proceed is confirmation on whether I'd need riders for this particular insurer. So go ahead and say no riders. Remember, we're just talking to it how you talk to someone on WhatsApp. That is the capability of the AI. The next instruction is for us to give our email address.
And as you give your email address, Jael, it's good to mention that this is not a standalone solution. It's already integrated with your core system. So you collect details once, and they can be reshareable across your, what I'll call your enterprise ecosystem on the banking side, on the Bancassurance, and also on the bank side. So it's integratable. One of the challenge Julia was mentioning is where a customer is more or less siloed across the various units you have as an organization. So this can be one source, one channel, but integrated with all the sources or the core, or what I'll call the system of records that you have internally in your enterprise setup. Thank you. Continue.
Thank you. Thank you. At this point, I'd also like to mention that this is a unified review that Zazu has relayed to us with all the details that are needed for me to get the cover. And going through the details, you can confirm if the details are correct. If they are correct, you confirm and proceed. In the event that the details captured are not accurate, you have the opportunity to edit your details and make it as accurate as you can. You'll also notice that we have this premium summary here. So as Nicholas has mentioned, it is integrated to an API, a computational engine that calculates the premium and relays the same information to us. So if I'm okay with all the information, we are at the payment stage. You have 2 options. You have the option to pay via an M-Pesa STK push or pay online. Remember, this payment is also going to be registered to your client registration portal or general ledger. But for these particular purposes, we are using Paystack. You're not limited to that. It can be integrated to any payment system that you normally use. And the same payment will go ahead and reflect on your system that has been integrated to it. So once payment is done, we go ahead and verify payment. The same payment receipt is also sent to your email address. So AI capabilities, again, is that integration to your email address for the customer to receive their receipt. So currently, as verification is happening, simultaneously validation is happening backend. And once that is done, we have received our motor certificate together with our debit note. And you will also notice that we have these links here. So through the click of a link, you are taken to your policy or debit note. So this is the debit note that I have received. And we also have the DMVIC certificate. So that is the end of it. You have seen the capabilities of AI, agentic AI, where we are extracting information through the upload of documents. And the AI agent can also be integrated to your core system for the same information to be relayed to the back end of your system. What you've seen today isn't limited by technology. There are no technical barriers. As earlier said, it's a straight-through process. And yes, that is it. I'll take any questions. Over to you, Cecilia.
Okay, before Cecilia, thanks Jael, and we can show some reaction for Jael. We can clap for her for that. Yeah, so thanks so much, Jael, on that. So there's a question for you, and this is from Esther Muiruri, and I also feel like Susan Achim maybe wanted to ask a question. We'll give her a chance. So the question is this. Hi, Jael, thanks for this. I get the feeling that this could really help when it comes to retail clients. Just curious to know, what does the automation look like for corporate clients and SMEs? Is there an option for bulk upload? For example, when you're dealing with fleets in motor, what's the full customer journey like? To the end? Jael or your team? You can answer that.
Thank you.
Or Sharon? Oh, Sharon, you're in? Okay, Sharon, you can go ahead.
All right, so yes, Ed responded to that. It is configurable to upload more than one vehicle at a time, because then it's just the extraction and the agent being able to route the fleet through the correct channels, and to have that configured into, or rather uploaded to your systems. So yes, it is possible to process a fleet rather than just one vehicle.
Okay. And also for Esther, I know the Caava team will have a clinic where you can book their specialist, go through your unique pain points or scenarios. And we have an opportunity immediately after the demos where now you can book the team and they can give you more insight given your specific scenario. And also they can show you some of the use cases they have that might be tied to what you're looking for, especially when it comes to corporate and SMEs. Good. So that has been answered. I can see there's another question from Regina Mbogwa. Hello, Jael. Thank you. This is very insightful. Where does decisions when it comes to premium competition sit in terms of the quotation given, backend configuration on comparison? What do you mean there? On comparison, can this be wider to give a little more info or onto scope view, entirely quote plus basic premium and premium for each additional benefit? Is it able to read and verify correctness of the document shared? And is it document type specific or photo/upload will do? So there's a question there from Regina. Sharon, you'll take up that.
Yes. So for the ability to read and verify correctness of the documentation shared, yes. And we'll see that in the next demo that Cecilia will be doing in the processing of documents. And we support multiple types of documents. So it can be a PDF, a photo, a zip file. Yeah. Then where does decisioning sit? That's I think that's on premium computation or the terms of the quotations given. So this sits on your core system. So the AI agent relies on your computation engine to be able to compute those premiums in the quotations. And this is specifically to what we've just demonstrated. So yes, then can this be wider to give a little more information into scope, view of the entire quote plus basic premium and premiums for each additional benefit? Yes. So remember what we have done here is demonstrate a proof of concept. So when it comes to the actual implementation, it will stick or we will tailor it to fit your business rules. So all the information that you require your client to be given will be provided. Yes, I don't know if there's something I've missed. I think I've responded to the questions.
Yes, and also it's good to emphasize what I'd said, that it's not a standalone engine or automation. It's tied to your core system. So in case the rules and the premium calculator parameters, it will pick from your core source. There are APIs that can pick from your core source and use them to calculate. So it's using your rules, as Sharon had said. Then Sharon, I can see there's a last one, and then we can go to the next demo. Any info on how changes in vehicle valuation will impact premium working? And this is more or less, especially when you are closing the policy and there's a valuation of either upwards or downwards. So how do you go about that?
Okay, any information on how changes in vehicle valuation will impact premium workings? So again, I'll emphasize on what Nicholas mentioned. The AI agent doesn't work in isolation. A way to think of it is where with what has been demonstrated, we're trying to make it easier for clients to access your services. WhatsApp is one of the easiest to use channels. So the AI agent will stick to your business rules. So if the valuation is coming probably after, let me use a renewal, for example, where probably the valuation needs to be redone at some point. So you have seen instances where you're given a 1 month policy, then post valuation, it's you're able to then update your records that you then get recalculated policy. So their agent will follow the rules, the business rules, or the workflows that you currently have. Yeah. Then also talk on claims position if and so it materializes. I'll take that question to mean what use cases we currently have on claims. So for claims, we're able to help customers with, of course, the first notice of loss. Then there's the checking of the status of their claims, but also within their claims process, there are touch points where an AI agent can be plugged in to help within that claims workflow. Of course, this has to be very controlled with the human in the loop element, just for the various approvals to ensure that, yeah, the AI agent sticks to what you have. I think we encourage that for when approvals and authorizations are required. So throughout the claims workflow, there are various touch points, both on the client's end and also internally for the staff, that an AI agent can plug into to assist with bettering that process. Back to you, Nicholas.
Thanks, Sharon, for responding, and thanks, Ronnie, Regina, and Esther for those questions. I think we'll jump, given how time has gone. We need to close in the next 12 minutes or so. So we'll go to the next demo, which is Intelligent Document Triage with Cecilia. Cecilia?
All right, thanks, Nicholas, and thank you, team. So allow me to share my screen. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. So today I'll be taking you through IDT, our intelligent document triage solution. So to paint the picture, in like Bancassurance, there are various points where customers' information and supporting documents needed to be captured and processed. So for example, a customer may provide documents such as ID, KRA, documents, and other supporting documentations. And these documents then need to be reviewed, the relevant information to be extracted and validated against the required business rules that we have. So IDT is designed to help automate this process. One can be able to upload the documents directly or even connecting to an email account and allowing the platform to identify and process the relevant incoming emails and the attachment. So I'll get straight to the demo, and this is how the IDT platform looks like. And we are going to go and upload a document. So we need to give it a name, and I'll call it, for the purposes of this demo, I'll call it Banca. Then I'll upload a document. So yeah, we can upload that document. And so the IDT has various document status, and now you can see it's classifying a bunch. So, or rather it's processing. And by processing, it means that it basically means that the AI agent is reading and extracting the necessary details that are there. Then after it has finished processing the document, it will be able to, the status will change to posted, and it means that the document has met all the required thresholds and business requirements that we have in place. I'll talk about the thresholds and the business requirement. Then it can also mean pending review. And basically what pending review is, information, this document needs a human validation, and the reviewer can check the document, make the necessary corrections if it has, and also proceed with saving the transaction into the core system. A document can also be ignored, means the document that it has been excluded from processing, and also for error. If it has a error status, it indicates that maybe that there was something wrong during the process. So we can go ahead and click view to see the documents I have attached, or rather have uploaded. So this is the documents that I've uploaded, and we can see on my right hand side we have the extracted fields, and they are in categories. So there is the general details category, the risk details, the section details, all the way to the client details. So the AI has been able to extract all these details. Then we have I've just talked about the status of the document. So right now it's posted. It means that it's also appearing in the core system. Then we have the confidence rating. And basically this section up here where my cursor is based on this check, the system is providing a confidence rating out of 10. And this rating gives us an indication of how confident the AI is in the output. So the higher score means that there's a stronger alignment between the source document, what we have just uploaded, and the AI output and the defined business requirements. Now you might ask what the business rules are. So in our current example, we want to make sure that either the agent, the product, the sections, and the benefits are captured correctly, right? So their agent is therefore doesn't simply extract information from the document. It also needs to follow the rules that you have in place and that have defined the process. So where there is an issue, maybe these are captured as validation errors and the document can be flagged for review. Then we also have like a separate evaluation pipeline that also checks for the information before it can be processed. Also, the evaluation essentially basically asks, so does what they intend to use align with the source document, or does it also follow the defined business requirement? So it checks for conflicting information. It can also check for missing information and anything that may require human verification. Then we have the classification. So right now you can see this. It has classified that document I've just shown you as a motor, and it's a new business. So the AI agent can classify the document into the appropriate business or even the product category. So this classification helps to ensure that the document is routed and basically processed according to the appropriate business content. So we have been able to see how IDT can upload documents. So we also have the email integration functionality. And here is the second option. So IDT can be connected to your email account and configured identity, and also process the specific email and their relevant attachment. So one has the option to choose the email provider that they prefer. So there's the Gmail, there's the Outlook, Office 365, or even you can customize. So for me, I prefer the Gmail one, and I come here and write my email address. So it's lanjiro@caavagroup.com. Then you need to set up the app password, and there's an inline definition guide on how to get the app password. So for the processing folder, so that you can, on your email account, you can create a folder where you want all the documents that you want IDT to read or to fetch their emails from, and you can give it a name. Then yeah, you can be able to save the changes or the configurations that you have here. So we am going to save the changes. So configuration was saved successfully and fetch the emails. So you can give it a moment so that it can be able to fetch the emails. Then you can see that I have 3 email folder. So one can mail, and you can see I have attached a risk notes. You can choose as many as you want. Then you can add to bunch, and the process of extracting details, process I've just shown you, it will be done. So these are the up from there. The IDT has fetched from my, and that's IDT. So to continue scanning and reading documents, it understands the information within documents, extracts relevant details, applies the business requirements that a company might have, and also evaluates whether the resulting information can be trusted. So this creates an opportunity to reduce the manual document processing, improve consistency, and also allowing team members to focus on their time rather than reviewing every document manually. So, and through the email integration that you have just seen right now, so these are the documents and analytics capabilities, the team can also gain greater visibility into the document and information that is coming through. Yeah, that's IDT for you. Back to you, Nicholas.
Thank you, Cecilia, for taking us through the intelligent document triage. And maybe just to add a few context around it, it's still not a standalone, and it's one AI agent that can be used to interface you as a bancassurance with your partners, especially the carriers, the insurers, whereby when you're doing your returns declaration, instead of sending them manually, IDT can come and just offer that service of classifying your documents, extracting your documents, and making sure that they are posted to the core system on the other side, and more or less eliminating that whole turnaround time for returns and declarations, and the SLAs, and adhering to the SLAs that you have with your partners. So it comes very handy, and it can post directly to the core system. It has the APIs to post directly to the core system. So you can imagine a risk note that you have already sold on your side can reflect on the insurer's side at real time using IDT, or intelligent document triage. So thank you so much, Cecilia. Let's show some reaction for Cecilia. Even as we wind up, it's good just to show some reaction. Let me see if there's any question where Caava are issued, e.g. 1 month certificate. Is the AI interface, does it give reminders to clients or covers that are due or nearing expiry? So Sharon, you can pick that. In terms of notifications, there are specific notifications, especially when the cover is due or it's expiring. How is that incorporated in the workflow? Sharon?
Right. So where covers are issued during 1 month certificate, does the AI interface give reminders to clients on covers that are due or nearing expiry? So that is possible. It will just mean that the AI then needs to be able to read your policy information for motor covers, and then or whatever product it is, and check on which are nearing expiry and send a notification. It could be an email, an SMS, or a WhatsApp. Yeah.
Thank you, Sharon. I can see we have crossed to the hour mark. However, there is a lot of engagement, I think, that we have had in this session. So there's an opportunity, and the reason why we have these monthly webinars is we know 1 hour is not enough, but we do have an opportunity where now you can book the team, the Caava team, to understand more on the use cases that they have showcased or demoed, and the other use cases they have, or an opportunity for you just to table your pain point, or an opportunity that you see that you need in your company. And for that, you can book this team for a free clinic. They'll come to your office, or they'll schedule a session, and you'll be able to have enough time just to talk about what you need. And there's the link. I know there's a link that has been shared on chat, just to make sure that if you can't scan, you can click on the link and book this team. It's free of charge, free consultation, free discussion, free discovery. If they need to do a detailed demo that suits your use case, please book them, and they'll be available for you between now and the next webinar, which will be in the month of September, 3rd week, same time, same day, same time. So book the team. And I'm told that is a question we skipped. I'm trying to see, did we skip any question or any comment from someone? Ronnie, we have discussed yours.
There's a question from Lavender. She's asking, how should banks and insurance divide ownership of customer data, service level agreements, exceptions resolution, so that cases do not disappear between their systems and teams? I believe David Ogubi can pick up that.
Okay. David Ogubi, you can pick up that.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Lavena, for the question. So you'll find when it comes to the legal agreements and the contract, the IDT is able to extract that information and directly feed into your system. During Tom's presentation, he mentioned about receiving those documents, and then instead of now manually capturing the binder, doing the binder setups, you are able to automatically extract that information, and the information is automatically updated into your system instead of doing it manually. Now you'll find as a bank, you are receiving this data and using the presentation that Julia shown us, you'll find that the moment you received things like logbook, KRA PIN, and then you are able to generate even the risk notes, then there's sharing of this information to the insurance companies. Then you'll find that now again, if you're sharing it via email, now IDT again is able to keep a trail of that and is able to do even analytics for you, and you're able then to just know which data has been submitted successfully, and you are able to keep a track and a record of that. So two angles. One, when you're receiving the contracts, you are able then to do the binder setups via IDT. Once you upload, it's able to automatically do the setups for you in the system instead of manually doing it. Then as you're sharing this information, the risk notes and the KYC details to the insurance companies, then IDT is also able to keep a trail of that. And then you are able also to do the reconciliation of what has gone out and what hasn't. Yeah, thank you. Back to you, Nicholas.
Okay, thanks, Ogubi, David Ogubi, for that. Please book this team. They are available to make sure that they answer any question you have, any inquiry you need, any detailed demo you need when it comes to bancassurance distribution. The team is fully available between now and the next webinar. So I really encourage you, just book them. They'll be able to listen to you. They'll be able to showcase what they have. They'll be able to more or less have a good conversation around the pain points you might be facing or some of the opportunities you want to employ in your enterprise ecosystem. They're available. You'll never get a chance like this one where you're getting free consultations.
Hey.
Book them. Yes, Tom? Okay. So, yes. So please book. 1 hour is not enough during the webinar, but we have an opportunity and they're available anytime you might need them. So allow me to take this opportunity to thank you as the audience for logging in, spending your whole 1 hour for this webinar. We don't take it for granted. Thank you so much. We really appreciate. I also want to appreciate our speakers all the way from Julia Shisia, one of the industry captains, Thomas Thuku, and the various practical demos that we have been shown by Jael and Cecilia, and also the contribution from the Caava group team just to answer the questions that David and Sharon Ogubi. So thank you so much for joining in. Please note that this is a monthly webinar. We'll pick another topic. There's another topic already curated for the month of September. Log in to our social, follow us in our social, especially LinkedIn. You'll get all the updates on the next topics that we'll be tackling. And these are topics that make sense to us or speak to what we are going through. And then now we bring the practicality of how to more or less suppress or bypass or solve some of the pain points that we have. So book the Caava team book a session, a discovery or a demo by the Caava group team, and they'll definitely reach out to you and make sure that you get the necessary attention around your use cases. So I'm your moderator, Nicholas Muratha, and I thank you so much for your time. Until next time, see you. Thank you.